Let's take a look at another thing we can do with plotting. Let's just say we don't want to have two figures for two different data things. So let's just go ahead and do a new cell here. And let's define x equal to 0 to pi divided by 100. So that's going to be our increments up to 2 star pi. Okay, and I'm going to define y1 as equal to cosine x star 4. Okay, and then I'm just going to do plot. So I'm going to do plot x comma y1. Okay, if I do that, let me go ahead and close all my figures just to make sure there's no figures in the background. Close all. And so let's just run this. So I get this sinusoidal function. It's a cosine, and it's 4 times that. So the frequency here, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 cycles there. Now, what if I wanted to plot another figure on here or another data point on here? One way I can do that is introduce this concept of hold on. I can do hold on, similar to the grid on, but now we're going to say hold on, and I'm just going to define another y2 equals sine x. So now I'm doing the sinusoidal, and it's a different frequency, and then I'm going to say plot the same x versus y2, and let's run this and see what we get. So I'm going to close all figures, and now you see I have two figures on top of each other. If I maximize this, so you see this is my original cosine. It's 4 times the frequency of the sine, the red graph here. Okay, so just one cycle for the sine. So in some situations, you actually want to keep the data on the same plot or the same figure, and you can do that using hold on. And if you want to plot some other data and not use the figure, you can use hold off to make sure that the next data point that you plot is going to be on a different figure. Okay, you can also do something similar to this. You can plot two data points. Let's just go ahead and I'm going to do another cell here, and I'm going to do let's just go ahead and copy this whole thing. We got the same data here, but we can just keep it in the same cell. But instead of hold on, we can introduce a function called plot x comma y1 comma x comma y2. It's the same plot, it's just we're using the plot in a different way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this figure 2, because I already have figure 1 up here, so I can technically call this guy up here figure 1. Okay, so I'm going to close all, but now what's going to happen is both of these, so essentially this line of code is going to be exactly the same as this line of code. Okay, so both of these will plot both data on the same plot. Now I'm just assigning them a figure 1 and figure 2 so we can compare them side by side. So I'm going to run the whole thing again. Okay, so this is figure 2 here, and this is figure 1 here. You know, they're exactly the same. Okay, so we can achieve the same results with two different styles of code. In this case, we'll just use one line of code. I said x versus y1, x versus y2, or I can say x versus y1, hold on, define our y2. We can define it originally up here, it doesn't matter, and then plot x versus y2. So two different ways of getting to the same solution. Okay, so that's another way of putting two data points on the same figure using hold on or inputting the data into the plot function.